Puffin stuff is
Oh my
definitely on drugs.
God. Yeah, that was so on drugs. All the singing mushrooms and all that. Oh man, yeah. Totally.
Very quickly, whilst I've got internet connection, my apologies, everyone. I'm with Virgin Media, and this happens every night. And you can't talk to a human at Virgin Media, so I can't get it fixed. So there we go. My apologies, like I say. I'm fucked off about that. I'm majorly fucked off about that, quite frankly. Well, Space Above and Beyond, I suppose. Yeah.
I am so upset.
What's that,
Spanky, you missed
last week.
Space Above and
Yes.
Beyond. It was a full-on West episode.
It was, yeah. Gutted, mate, that you weren't there. I was really looking forward to you ripping holes in it.
Or indeed him.
Yeah. Which one was it? Was that the one
with
about
the
dead?
Stay with the dead.
Stay with the dead. Oh yeah. No, totally. I would have killed him. Oh, that little bastard. He's a whiny, cry little bitch all of a sudden. I would have totally made sure he got lobotomized. Like, after we rescued everybody, when we brought him back, I'd have been like, okay, Doc, you can have him now, and pushed him into the ER. Yep, carry on. You got it.
By the way, it was all just a front. They're still alive. By the way, zap.
By the way, yep, you got it. Exactly. Fucking would have been like it just, and I would have done it like, bro, don't worry, Doc, I'll do this one for you. And just started hitting him in the face with a cattle prod. And like, that would have done it eventually. Right? Like, you know.
Okay. Is that satisfactory, boys? Has that made up for your disappointment from last Sunday?
It'll do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing really will get rid of the disappointment, but yeah.
All right, then. Sinister, please start us off with Space, :
Right. So, I have some issues with this episode.
You surprise me.
No.
Never.
The basic premise I like, so let me explain the plot.
Ooh. That's French,
Or lack
Sinister.
thereof.
That's French.
There's a bunch of human transport ships that have clearly been bounced by some Chig fighters. Why they've got no fighter support themselves, I don't fucking know anymore.
You know that they have a major problem.
Anyway,
with any form of fighter support. Even the ship doesn't have a cap.
They're fighting. They're flying along. They're getting zapped by fighters. The 58th are on board their transport, going daka 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 and shooting Chig fighters down as you do. And their ship gets disabled, and they they're tumbling for a while, and they have to correct, but they burn up all their fuel correcting to stop the tumble, and now they're just floating in space. The Saratoga's looking for them, and they can hear the Saratoga talking to them, but they can't communicate back. So McQueen is convinced that they're alive, and he's like telling the Commodore of the ship, I want to send out 10 search parties, and the guy's like, you can have 3, all without fighter support. Okay, let's just repeat that fucking mistake all over again, shall we? Anyway, to cut a long story short, they whilst they're floating, they get buzzed by 3 Chig fighters who don't open fire. Meanwhile, on board, they're telling Hawk all about the baby Jesus and Christmas and the meaning of faith and how... Sorry, it's making me ill just thinking about it.
I'm enjoying how Wang was tearing that apart, too.
So Wang is like, yeah, that's all a load of BS. I don't believe any of it. And then they start getting strange communications.
Is it the spirit of Christmas?
It's the spirit of Christmas. They're getting... Well, so the episode Oprah had a little prologue talking about the Christmas truce in World War I on the trenches.
Yes.
So what we're led to believe is it's someone who doesn't really understand English. So it's either the spirit of Christmas or it's the Chigs telling them how to get back to the ship. And they have to hitch a ride on an asteroid by orbiting this asteroid. McQueen, out of the blue, says, let's send a search party to go and look at that comet it was, sorry. And miraculously they get found. And Wang becomes a believer.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
this leads me to ask a very important question.
What?
When I said, what's good that you'd like to see, you turned around and told me Space Above and Beyond, yet most of the time all you've done is slag it off.
I think the memory cheats.
Do you?
No,
Yes,
I know
it does.
exactly what this is. This is us looking at Space Above and Beyond with Rose Tyler colored glasses.
Yeah.
With Rose Tyler coloured glasses.
Yes. Because
So,
everybody looks at Rose. Oh, wasn't
spoiled
Rose
brat.
Tyler amazing? And no, she was a shit person. She was a horrible
She's a
girlfriend.
person, but she's a babe.
We speak
She's
of
awesome.
the truth.
She's
He does
so beautiful.
speak
Woo.
truth. He does.
Hubba hubba.
And that's all compliments to Billy Piper. We're not saying Billy Piper's like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, Billy Piper's
no.
amazing.
She
Billy
she
Piper's
played
awesome,
the role
right?
perfectly.
Yeah.
All right,
She's a great
yes.
actress.
That's quite good, Brian. I like that. Rose Tyler coloured spectacles.
Yes.
That's good going, mate. I like
I think
that.
the point of that episode was
Have a
that
lolly.
you were supposed to figure out that McQueen is actually working for the Chigs. So, you know. But they just decided for Christmas present to give him his men back.
The thing is, right, is I may have mentioned this story before. I went out of my way some years ago,
Yes.
25 odd years ago, to get hold of the DVD box set of this from the States.
Yes.
And I even bought a multi-region DVD player just so I could watch it again.
Yes.
Now that I think back,
Yes.
I think I only got about half a dozen episodes in before I gave up.
So
So-
we are reviewing this under false pretenses. That's what you lot are telling me.
I don't
Well,
know.
here's the thing. Nothing is ever as good as it was 30 years ago when you
Oh, I
watched it for
disagree.
the first time when you're watching it 30 years later.
I would disagree, but okay.
I can't watch the original Star Trek and like it that much.
Really?
And I love that movie.
I watched the,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
love-
not
sorry,
be
the
as
movie.
enthralled as I used to be.
I watched
Season
a,
one
couple,
of TNG. Forget about it.
I watched a couple
Well,
of
you've
episodes.
also got to, like, you know, view all the stuff that they did, that Lucas did after that just jammed everything up. Like, Misa, Whoopi Goldberg, and drag. Fuck you, Jar Jar. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that crap was like,
I don't know.
they
where
killed
we're
me.
going here.
He just
No.
dragged. Well, I mean, you know, it got dragged to the gutters, and he started off with a good idea. And then remember when they did the weird reprint of the movie, and they actually put like, well, the cutscene was Jabba the Hutt was like a fat white guy, and then they put actually the big sluggy Hutt and Harrison Ford like talk to him at the spaceport, and then like he takes a step and like they edit it so like he has to walk over Jabba's tail or something. That was really
Now,
weird.
back in the day, that looked shit. Nowadays, it looks even more shit.
I'm just saying. Exactly. That's
I
my
tell you
point.
what, and I tell you what really pisses me off. If we're going to go on to Star Wars,
Oh God.
people
Well, that
say
was just one I picked at random. but
people
yeah.
say Han Solo shot first. No, he didn't. He was the only fucking person to
He was
shoot.
the only one that shot.
Exactly. I thought you shot first. He shot. Period.
There we go. Yet another world controversy solved on the Flash and Blade.
Just
Peter
before we
did take
go
a
back
wall, I
to
guess,
Space
but
Above and
still.
Beyond,
Are
whilst
we?
we're on the topic of Star Wars, if you haven't watched Andor this week, go and watch it.
I've
Oh, yeah,
watched-
please.
I think I've
Please do. I
watched
just
10
watched
minutes of
it
it.
from-
I'm waiting
the
for them
show.
all to come out. No spoilers.
No, I've only watched about 10 minutes of it. I fell asleep.
I watched it again just before we started this. It is fucking amazing.
Yes.
See, if I was a big Star Wars fan, I'd watch it, but I'm not. I've never really been into Star Wars except when I was a kid. when the
It's
film
like
came
that or
out.
old Star Trek or anything else, right? Nothing
watched
stands the test of time that well. Not even
I
Doctor
watched
Who.
a couple of episodes of Classic Trek this week. What did I watch? Journey to Babel, and Balance of Terror, because I watched the Strange New Worlds version of Balance of Terror, and then I watched the actual Balance of Terror straight afterwards, and they share a lot of lines. To be fair, yeah.
They're supposed
Brilliant,
to, though, aren't
absolutely
they? Right?
brilliant. And I mean, I'd still
just
say
been
Balance of
watching
Terror
news
is
and-
classic Trek at its best.
Now,
Quite
wait a minute.
frankly.
This is now disclaimer here, right? This isn't to say that because we view these things differently 30 years later, right? That they're bad necessarily. We appreciate them differently. They were good for their time, or they had their point at the time. They served their purpose, so they're still just as valid. Just we have a jaundiced eye now. We've seen so much more media between now and then, right? That you can't help. It can't help but suffer by comparison.
I think
Unless you've got
Space
Dumber
Above-
between now and then.
I think Space Above and Beyond has been, in terms of, no, I'm going to say generally, not just in terms of the space battle scenes, it's been eclipsed by Battlestar Galactica.
Absolutely. I mean, it was eclipsed by what?
I will say this: I have watched the
Babylon
best
5.
Star Trek series to come out recently, and that's the Orville.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was kind of disappointed. I watched the first few episodes and was like,
No,
I'm
Don't,
waiting for the guy to be
judge
funny.
it.
He's not that funny.
Don't
Judge it
it
on
by
that.
that.
Watch the entire series.
He's
It's
trying to be
amazing.
serious now or something, so I'll
It
have to give it
started
a
out.
shot.
It started out as a comedy, even though there wasn't
Yeah.
very much of it. Now it's 99% played straight.
It's still amusing, but they've got the tone of it just right.
Well,
Yeah.
you've got people doing human things in it.
Even Yathit.
Like- Sorry.
Even Yathit.
Yeah, you've got people just being normal people, which is in itself humorous.
Well, quite.
That's
And it's also very un-Star Trek. Because Starfleet are the greatest of the great. Everyone's superb. If anybody fails slightly, it's a great, terrible tragedy of the week. You know, whereas in the Orville, they're human beings or, sentient life. They're not supposed to be.
It's very TOS rather than Next Gen.
But with a looser code to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, truly amazing. Give it a shot.
That third series of the Orville is something else. And it goes places you don't expect it. It's twists and turns like a twisty-turny thing.
The attorney, huh? Okay.
Well worth it. Okay, moving on, because we are going to move on.
Well, have we finished?
Yeah.
Have we? Okay.
Yeah, quite simply because I've no idea how long the internet's going to last for.
There you go.
Okay.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. Callan.
Callan.
God bless you.
That's all right.
Yay, Callan.
So anyway, Mears is down the docks. He's not touting for business, though. You see, a Frenchman got killed, and they wiped out a bloody beautiful Citroen DS.
Good.
A beautiful classic. Shut up. A beautiful classic car. And this, he knew Callan, as indeed did his wife. And I'm very much afraid in this episode it is a case of chercher la femme.
I don't know what that means. Shut your mouth.
No, look for the woman.
Oh.
It's basically saying at the root of any problem there's some woman causing trouble, or it's a
Or
love
they-
thing.
Somewhere
Or they
there's a woman
say-
to blame, right? Yeah.
As Callan always says, a bird.
Yeah, in it. I can't.
Death of a friend, right?
I can't do common. Yes, that's it. Oh, good, you've got that up. You can tell us what's coming up next week.
Worst soldier I ever saw.
Oh, that one. Oh, I know what this one is. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So they're looking into it and they realise something is going on here. Something is not right. Then Callan is contacted by a young Frenchman. And it turns out that, in fact, the guy who's dead was gay and essentially the husband of this.
They were shacking up.
Yeah.
And has happened occasionally back then.
Well, this is
One
the point
played
I'm
as a
trying.
woman. Yeah.
This is where I'm trying to. What I'm trying to say here. There's absolutely no judgment from Callan on this at all.
No, it was quite
He doesn't
progressive
care,
in that way.
For its
Yeah.
time, I mean, we're talking 1970, 69, 70. There was
Well, you could-
absolutely no discrimination by Callan. A couple of the others said a couple of things, and
Apart
it
from, the
showed.
fact that, apart from the fact that he was a frog,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which, fair enough.
as
You got
Callan
grief for
said.
that, right?
But
yeah.
there was no discrimination shown. A couple of other characters did, but they were just arseholes. For the time it was shown, for the year it was shown, this was incredibly progressive.
Well, I'll be honest, right? When I heard the character say, "I am the husband of so," or "I am the wife of so and so," I got really confused because I thought, "Hang on, this is late 1960s. Is this really a woman? What's going on?" It fucking it confused me
Welcome
because
to my world.
I wasn't expecting it from a program of this antiquity.
Wasn't it refreshing, though? Wasn't it just refreshing to have a programme of the antiquity, just not giving a damn, and indeed showing how difficult it can be for gay, or could be for gay people back in the day? You know, magnificent.
Pretty brutal.
Hats off, quite frankly. Anyway, please carry on. Who was talking?
You know what it reminded me of?
Go on,
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Pardon?
Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Have you ever seen that? Of course, Hedwig had a much better soundtrack, but anyway.
No.
It's a good movie. Check it out. Trust me. That you'll really, really enjoy Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Hedwig's an owl.
Yeah, well, not in this one,
Okay.
but you'll see. German immigrant, actually, but still, yeah. Where is it? I'll put it up here.
He knows a lot of stuff about stuff he does.
Yeah. Both of them do. It scares me. Anyway, Sinister, do you want to do the talking then for the moment and take it from there?
I didn't really rate this one much, to be honest with you. Don't know, really. Apart from that bit when I got confused, I kind of...
I was never confused.
What good things could I say about it?
Lonely's in it.
Yeah, actually, that's funny that. There was a scene where my wife was sitting here watching it with me. She didn't plan on it. I just turned it on because I had a space to watch it, and she stayed down there. And she said, and Lonely was on the screen with Ewa Woo, and she said, "Who's he?" I said, "That's Russell Hunter. He plays Lonely." She says, "Who?" I said, "Russell Hunter. He's playing Lonely." She said, "Who's Lonely?" I said, "Him."
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger on the inside. Well, why is Dimension
Who's on first?
transcendental? What does that mean? It's bigger on the inside. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, Spanky. Who's on first? I do love that routine.
Anyway, she had to go look him up. I don't know where she's seen him, but
What, Iwawiwa?
no, Russell Hunter.
All right. That's probably when you've been watching Robots of Death.
Maybe.
He's Commander Ivanov.
I know.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Because.
Why do you hate me?
But why?
I don't have much else to say.
I'm terribly sorry. I know every time I want to now go back and redub everything in Doctor Who where somebody goes, "Why do you?" But why?
But why?
Just amuse me. Oh dear. It's funny how you remembered that, and as soon as you told me, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
What?
The "but why" thing. I knew what
really?
you meant. The memory was there for me as well.
Oh, really?
I think you'll find that the order is countersigned by Davros himself. Right. Spanky, what did you make of this?
I thought it was a very good episode.
But why?
It was fun. Where are we at? It had a lot of good stuff in it. Because you get to see, Callan has a friend. What? Like an actual sort of friend? I guess as best as friend you can have in that kind of business.
Yeah,
Plus
it is
the
that
whole,
sort of a friend, isn't it?
That sort of
Yeah.
a friend, right? But like, not that it ever mattered to him. Plus, the guy had the wife, and it turns out like that the wife was the most prejudiced person out of the bunch,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Like being stupid, and the reason why, I guess that the dude wouldn't make some kind of emotional overture with his gay lover was because he still loved the wife. So I guess technically his buddy was bi, but had the gay girlfriend / wife, whatever, which is kind of a suck thing back then for like gay people to have to do if they were going to take the incredibly bold step of, the sham marriage or whatever, like to have one pretend to be a woman and all that. Like, that's the same for two guys, right? It's the spinster sisters that live together for, whatever,
I'm the spinster
in
of this
60 years,
parish.
or the two spinster ladies, right? Oh yeah, those nice little ladies. They're both spinsters. They never got married. Well, because they're
I know
lesbians.
why.
And,
Yeah.
and they lived together for 60 years, and they were happy behind
Ooh,
closed
hang on,
doors.
you're making me
if
think
nowhere
of
else,
a couple
right?
of aunties I've got or had.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking of Marge's sisters from The Simpsons now.
Exactly, right.
Ah.
So,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that little slice of social commentary, plus the whole, their usual about, how people are shit.
I would
the
like to
monster
point
stuff
out
too.
that Stevens from Global Chemicals is in it. He played the French agent who Callan didn't really get on with the moustache.
Yeah.
That's Jocelyn Stevens from The Green Death. There we go. I really enjoyed this because I've seen these a few times now, but I'd forgotten totally the whole progressive slant on the plot, and I was just blown away again by the fact that a story from this age could just be so non-discriminatory, indeed showing how bad it can be for people. Yes.
Well, you know,
Or you
I mean,
going to explode.
that's the thing, though. During different periods of time, right? Didn't the moral shift? Like, for example, for hundreds of years in Japan, homosexuality was never
The
a
same
bad
with
thing
Rome.
until, of course, we Christianized them, and then it became very taboo.
Rome.
And
again.
now it's only now just beginning to swing back to the who cares kind of attitude. You
was
know what
swing
I'm saying?
deliberately chosen as a word.
Well, yeah, basically. I mean, it is a swing thing, though. I mean, that's how public opinion. You can call it a swing, a sway, whatever. But it does teeter back and forth, right?
What was the old schmoo?
Native Americans never cared here in this country. You want to be gay, you want to be
Sinister.
a girl, boy, live, or whatever. It was your business. No one cared.
Carry on.
So,
I've got a nitpick,
let's go.
Callan.
Yes.
but yes,
It's about the opening title sequence.
Dum,
Mm.
dum, dum.
A light bulb is swinging,
It is,
Mhm.
and it will continue to do so.
it will
and
continue.
Callan's looking up at the light bulb,
Yes, sir.
and the illumination is going across his face like this to
Mhm.
match the light bulb. That's not how light bulbs work.
No, right? That is not. It would have to have a cover or shade or something on it in order to make that happen. Yes. Then it's like no one ever freaking catches it. I'm like, that's not what light bulbs do, right? Heathcliff, I'm telling you.
You
something.
nitpicking git.
Thank you.
That's fucking awesome. No,
I've-
you stick
have I
with
ruined
that. Good on you, man.
No,
Have I ruined that for you now?
no, I know what is going to ruin it for you, though.
What?
I'm
What?
going to, at some stage, insist you listen to Edward Woodward singing the theme to Callan.
What?
Girl in the Dark. Because that's what the music is called, Girl in the Dark. The song is called This Man Alone.
Huh.
They gave Edward Woodward a 1-hour special, an entertainment special on ITV. They did a Callan sketch with the Father Dear Father team, with Patrick Cargill and whatever, and Lonely. And Iwa Wuwa did some singing, including singing the theme to Callan.
In that
You
case,
need
I'm gonna
to
make
see it.
I'm going to make you
Yes.
listen to Anita Dobson singing
Anyone can fall in.
fall in
You
love.
don't have to. I've heard it.
I'd make him listen to something by Captain Kirk there, yeah.
I
Mhm.
fear nothing after hearing the Portsmouth Symphonia.
Have you heard
Just
William
because
Shatner?
Eddie isn't around anymore, I am still going to have that as the music for my casket to go into the flames.
Okay.
Also, Sprague Zarathustra.
Have you heard William Shatner's rendition of Mr. Tambourine Man?
Oh, Christ.
Oh my
yes.
God.
It sounds like he's paranoid, having dropped too much acid.
I used
mean
to
he's not?
when I first started out on the internet. I started out doing internet radio DJing, and it was basically what have I got on my hard drive that I can play. And I had some good music, not very modern music, unlike a lot of the other DJs, but you know. And every show, I even got a special jingle for it. You know, Ubigils Radio, the only station not afraid to play Shatner. No. And I used to play William Shatner songs, and I'd let people know 5 minutes in advance, and our listening figures would shoot up for the Shatner song, and then go back down afterwards.
The jingle should have gone, the only station not afraid to play William Shatner.
No. It had to be done straight. It had to be done straight. I did quite a few jingles for them. I had a whale of a time doing that. I always remember the time we had a problem with daylight saving time and all that nonsense. I ended up losing an hour without knowing it. I lost an hour on my show, hour to go, and suddenly the next DJs turned up, and I had to sort of go, oh, okay, and let them carry on. So the following week, I did an appeal by Dame Judi Dench. I didn't say that right.
Judi Dench.
Yeah, Dame
Judi-
Judi Dench.
Duty Dench? Duty Dench? Did he
Trying to
ditch
find
Duty
the lost
Dench?
hour. Oh dear, I had some good things. It was, yeah. Oh, those were
Judy
good
Trench.
times.
Mm.
I used to put so much effort into it. Same with
ridiculous.
Jelimet. Actually, no, I started out on Jelimet Radio. And they were pre-recorded shows, which was good because I could edit things.
That's what Kenny Everett used to do.
Yeah, he used to pre-record all his stuff on tape and this, that, and the other. He's a genius, quite frankly. He really was. How did we get onto this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Callan.
Yeah, Callan. So
singing.
Spanky,
Hey, Callan.
it's the worst
Singing.
the worst soldier I ever saw is next week.
Yes,
A bit of a more traditional Callan one, this one.
a little bit. It circles back to Callan's past.
Yes, it does.
The worst soldier I ever saw. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
So we've got that. Have you finished Series 1? Sorry, Series 2, Spanky.
For Callan,
Yeah. Have you finished the black and
I
white
don't
ones?
know. Oh, probably.
All right,
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
don't-
at
don't-
some point, sure, but like not like again recently.
No,
I've been
don't-
popping around, so
Don't
yeah.
spoil anything because
No.
things are going to pop off. That's all I'm going to say.
They do, yes.
They pop off big time.
No, the show's really good for that.
I-
So
You'd think it would be an incredibly dull show, but it isn't. There's just something
No, it's
about
not.
it that grabs you. It just it's
yeah, great
it's
show.
old school storytelling at its best. Old school television storytelling
Well, that was
at its best.
if you think about the books like Mickey Spillane and stuff like that, right, where they wrote detective novels and the way some of the spy novels and stuff were written, it wasn't like honestly Q gadgets and stuff like that. It was all a lot of grubby back alleys and dirty fights for your life and shit like that.
Hang
It's a bit
on,
Harry Palmer.
hang on. Before we
Sorry.
move on to that, and I was going to come
Yes,
to
ma'am.
that. What was that, Sinister?
Oh, I need a wee.
Is that your wee wee dance?
That was the pee-pee dance. You didn't tell that? Go ahead. Yeah, that's cool. But like that was the cool thing that got
Go
things
to
like
the
the Sam
toilet.
Spade
Go
book
on.
noticed and stuff like that, right? That gritty sort of realism. That's why Callan was so popular because
I agree that he should have bumped into Harry
You know.
Palmer. No two
it
ways
was
about
awesome.
that.
They really should have, they could have done a lot more with this, but they did so much. I was thrilled. It was great. I think they did for the time this show is made. They outreached themselves. They did such an amazing job. Wow.
I'm just
wow.
wondering how stubborn Brian's going to be before he finally breaks.
It's fucking man. It's like this is one of my like shows that I really like out of whenever it was made. It doesn't matter.
Very.
Okay. I think it's a shame
Fair
'cause
enough.
you are missing something, but that fair enough.
It's
I
freaking
was saying
awesome.
that about
Such a
Life
good
on
show.
Mars, wasn't I? And it just wasn't for you.
I watched it.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
was tortured
that's
by it.
Life on Mars.
that was the whole thing, though. You tried, you
was that
watched
the
it.
kid?
You know,
Was
Fair
that
enough,
the one
man.
with the kid that works for a funeral home or something?
No, it's the copper who gets shot and who gets run over by a car and wakes up in
The
1973.
most unscience
Oh,
fiction
right.
science fiction show I've
Is
ever
that the
seen.
Idris Elba one?
No,
There's a Doctor Who connection
Johnson.
with the original Life on Mars.
John
Yeah.
Sims.
Yes,
Well,
John
Well, he's
Sims.
called Sam Tyler. He was named after Rose Tyler.
He was.
Yeah.
Matthew Graham's daughter came up with the name.
about
And he
that?
goes, oh, why did he choose Tyler? Because of Rose. So, yeah. There we go. I'd like to do it again at some stage. We're not going to. I'd like to do Ashes to Ashes. I have to admit.
I've suggested it for Patreon.
But we don't have a Patreon.
We can start a Patreon.
Yeah, but I don't want people... Look, you can't even listen to Big Finish stuff, let alone do extra other
I
stuff.
don't have time to listen.
That's
to
my
Big-
point. You're not going to have time to do that either.
Sure, I
What was
am.
the name of that show? The cop show? What was that we were
Yeah,
Life
like
on
five-
Mars.
Life
There
on
You
was
get
an
like
American
5 of them
version.
In a can.
Don't
Yeah.
watch the American version.
Do not watch the American version.
Don't watch
No,
the
no, no, no,
American
no.
version. It's worse.
And you can apply that to absolutely anything.
But no, we get like five of the shows in the can before we offer it on Patreon. That way, we got a 5-week lead up. Do one a week.
Oh, it's on
Uh-huh.
BritBox.
Yeah, it's on BritBox.
Hmm.
Those Ashes to Ashes.
Really?
Well, look, I all right. We'll set up a Patreon. I think it's a complete and total waste of time. But
Well,
you
well,
know,
let's
it.
get all our ducks in a row. Before
just
we
remember,
set up.
I'm not after money. for this show.
Yeah, well,
I am.
it's not.
No.
It's the point isn't money. You know that.
No, we're
Boy,
after
have you
power.
got a long invoice to
We
send
do
me.
this for the love, hooker, not the
We're
money.
not doing this for money. We're doing this for power. There's
Besides,
a huge
if
difference.
we get some cash, we can afford to buy Spanky some light bulbs.
That's true.
Never,
Exactly.
never.
He's saving
First we
energy.
get the money, then we get the power, then we get the light bulbs in Spanky's room. It's a win
Just saying.
situation.
Does
That's how it
mean
goes.
we'll
See,
be able
there's
to
light
see
right
more
there.
of him.
That's right.
You hadn't
I'm
thought
not
it through,
saying
had you?
there
You
are
hadn't thought it through.
downside.
Look, you want to see more of me? We can work
No!
on that.
Oh, my eye!
Oh,
My eye!
the eye bleach.
My eye! My good eye!
That's what we call it back here. The eye bleach. That's what that is.
What is seen cannot be unseen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am terribly sorry about that. We've had a Miriam Margolyes moment.
I've been running.
Hang on,
You'll
I'm
see a lot
blind.
more of that. I do my
What?
power move right there.
No,
Uh-huh.
no.
That's where the girl comes in.
No.
I hit her with my best move, a starfish,
No.
and then I do what's called the dying walrus. I just sort of lay there and sweat.
All
Do
right,
you
this
ask
is where
her,
my
you ask her if she wants a worm do?
No.
this is where my mic
What's a
is,
worm
okay.
do,
I'm too
Andrew?
busy.
It crawls along like this.
Hi! Are you trying to hypnotise me?
Too busy
Nice
sweating.
to
What's a worm do? Oh, I knew better than that.
Yeah, we've fallen apart here, boys and girls.
I'm doing a little
Girls
experiment
don't like
this
this.
week, by the way.
Oh,
So,
yes,
Siobhan, can you-
science.
Science.
So one of my poems on my Facebook page, World's Best
Yes.
Poet,
Yes.
was getting more
Bestest poet.
was getting more hits. So I paid Amazon £12 to promote it for a week
Oh, cool.
What, Facebook
And,
or your website?
on Facebook.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
And
but do they promote the
on,
the
not
website or your
Amazon, on Facebook. I mean, yeah, I paid Facebook
okay.
to promote it. Anyway, 800. It's only 3 days in. 870 people have watched it, and I've made 4 people very angry.
Wow. How about that? Good. Excellent.
Speaking
Only 4,
truth
though.
to
I'm
power
disappointed,
through
yeah.
prose.
You know, you can't make
people very
everyone
angry.
happy, but you know, making them angry is a piece of cake.
Well
Yeah.
done,
You know, listen,
well
Andrew, when you
done,
get like 100 of those written, you've got to publish them.
I'm going to definitely.
Self-publish, definitely,
Yes.
like through Kindle or something. That'll be epic, man.
I-
You'll make some money.
Definitely 100% my plan.
I have an
Outstanding.
idea for you, but oh, by
I
the
have
way,
something like that.
Bagsy do the audio, not the audio reading.
Yeah,
I did a
cool.
sonnet like that one time about working in the bars. Like,
It needs a title though. The
Mm.
book.
World's bestest poems.
World's Bestest Poems,
Volume
Volume 1, right?
Yeah. World's bestest poems in the world ever in the world.
World's greatest.
So,
Yes.
Siobhan,
Greatest.
can you exactly pinpoint the moment you've lost control of these shows?
John
just
Hurt,
wondering.
1984. That's when.
I've really got to
think-
go for a wee
Go
wee.
for a wee.
Go, go, go.
No,
No.
take it in.
I
with you.
hope you brought enough for
I thought
everyone.
he was going to share his eye bleach. I was like, come on, baby, take it off.
I'm waiting for him to take the camera in with him. I mean,
I'm saying that would be down. I'm okay with that.
do the show from the bathroom, everyone.
That's right. Come
There
on.
used to be what's it?
Look, a
TARDIS
number of U.S.
toilet or
presidents were
something?
really good for that kind of thing, so don't be shy.
Oh, very dear. That's. I think I first lost control of this podcast the moment I introduced Joe.
Yeah, probably.
20 seconds into the very first episode of the first podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, John Cameron Mitchell's in Hedwig and the Iron Ranch anyway, in case you didn't know.
I like Doogie Howser.
So, that was Callum. We've got the best soldier, the worst soldier I ever saw, next week to watch. And also next week, we're looking at Power of the Doctor, providing Spanky has seen it. If not, we're going to tell him to fuck off so he doesn't get spoilt.
There you go.
A big finish, it's either going to be Rose Tyler Dimension Cannon Box 2, or it's going to be whatever else is coming out from Big Finish. A Space and Beyond, Above and Beyond. Look, do you actually want to finish Space and Above and Beyond?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Space Above and Beyond. It's just you're more and
finish it
more going off every week. It's just that bit more.
No. Like I say,
Well, I like the episodes and stuff a lot of times, but like West, we could kill him.
the core plot of the episode was amazing. I could have done without the Christmas shit. They had a Christmas party at the end.
Right.
They exchanged gift on the ship.
Yeah.
A happy crown
Okay,
cliche
they're
to all of
floating
you
in
at home.
space to their doom, and they give out presents to each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm saying. Because even that thing with the Nazis in World War I or II or whatever, they did the little stupid thing and they sing and shit, that like had more sense to it than that.
Well,
So, yeah, I'm with you.
To be fair, that was a historical event.
It was a historical event, but I'm just
And there
surprised.
was
that
no
they don't have
way
the
that
Enterprise
Captain
landing up
Blackadder
poisoning
was
the Hooch
offside.
or-
And if it is the Chigs telling them how to find safety,
Right.
is it Christmas for them as well?
Do they have Christmas too? What the hell? That like opens up
Dude,
so many
Chigs
theological
knows
questions. Come on.
Time.
Anyway, moving on. The
we
word
have to?
shoulder, sure on Callan. I've had a lot of difficulties with words recently.
Words are dumb.
Yeah, words are hard.
Don't think of it as you losing control of these shows. Think of it as us boosting you up and keeping you going.
It's
with
more a case
rods-
of it's
rods
alive.
and-
It's alive. It's alive.
Losing
But
control,
done in
you're
panic.
taking an aneurysm.
Thank you. That's cheerful.
Hmm.
Yeah. So next Friday, we're not doing a Two Found Dinosaurs. We always take a week, at least 1 week's break between stories as a palate fresher. But when we come back, with luck, we'll be doing all 4 episodes of Full Circle with its writer, Andrew Smith. With luck. He's agreed in principle, basically.
There's some weird shit on your screen just now.
It's a fly. A fly walked over my camera. I've gone all Quatermass experiment.
The problem, the only issue with having the author on is that we can't see anything horrible about it.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, yes, you can.
Andrew knows
You
well
wait for
enough.
him to say the first horrible thing, and then you just go.
No.
Floodgates open.
Andrew knows me. He also knows what fans are like. He knows it's going to be... Well, it won't be a bumpy ride because Full Circle's bloody brilliant and I adore it. But we're
Wasn't
going
he
to have
like
some fun.
12 when he wrote it or something?
A bit older than that. It wasn't his first script. I think he sent stuff to Robert Holmes.
The fly is back, and it's going, help
Like
me,
I say,
help
it's the one from the Quatermass experiment.
If it was a Robert Holmes script, where was the quirky double act?
I've been thinking about that one. Nope. No idea at all. None. Rom Duffy's hat? I don't know. So, Power of the Doctor next week, and we'll be doing Armageddon Factor the week after on The Flashing Blade. Back here in 2 weeks on the Friday for Full Circle commentary. I don't think anything else is happening. I don't know. When's next Thaco Gaming?
Saturday.
This Saturday coming.
This coming or the one after?
Yeah.
Right, so
This
this
Saturday.
Saturday coming on the Thaco Gaming Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Episode 4? No, 3.
Officially 3?
Of Most Haunted Live.
Oh, hang on. I got something that ties in with that.
Oh, dear.
In the latest Fortean Times,
Of course, yes.
I love that
they have an
magazine.
article. They have an article about Ghostwatch.
Yeah.
Do you know I only saw that this year?
You didn't know it was a real magazine?
No, not Fortean Times, love. I knew Fortean Times was a magazine. No, Ghostwatch. I only saw that this year. I didn't see it when it was broadcast, and it's never been repeated because it terrified people. And I have to watch it, and I thought to myself, you're actually terrified of that? What is wrong with you?
You can pause this later and read it at your leisure.
Right,
Oh.
so, yeah.
Look at that. It says,
Yeah.
that says Bad Auntie.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
I'm the one they all warned you about. And remember, listen to the BBC introduction. You never know. It might have been written by me. I'd laugh like a drain if it was. Oh, I'd be crowing from the rooftops. Pathetically.
Put that on your CV.
What?
Put that on your CV.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's an incredibly specific line. isn't it?
Official writer for the BBC.
For the BBC brackets, look, one announcement in October 2022.
No. Look, when do people tell the truth on their CV?
Never.
I've never put I can ride a horse.
You should.
No, but if
I
you
would
sat
it.
on a horse once, then you could say horse rider.
I've ridden a horse.
I used to ride horses when I was 6.
Actually, I have ridden a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ridden a horse
Bareback
for a very
and
long
with a
time,
saddle.
but I can ride horses.
I've ridden horses when I was younger.
They roll backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards.
You put the
veranda.
quarter in and you just go.
Yep, fair enough. So,
If I was ever into LARP,
yeah.
I would have a fucking horse.
Are we talking Python style?
I would be like the Dark Lord with a big cloak and a spear and a horse.
You see, the thing is, if my legs worked, I'd come with you and I'd just provide the coconuts for you.
And then what would happen is I'd meet an opponent in the field and we'd get off the horse and we'd roll dice.
Yeah. Oh, that'll go. 'Tis but a scratch.
Okay, all right. So we're going to take bets on you putting up the correct
Yes.
ending.
Yes, we are. I've no idea if I'm going to put up the correct. I did manage to do it last week. I did manage to do it last
Only
week.
because we brought this up.
Yeah. I'm not entirely certain if I've got it wrong or I don't know if I'll get it right this time around. But before we go, Dr. Sinister, who's just there.
Hello.
Look. Hello. What are you doing next week?
I'm going to be in Halifax all week, up north in Yorkshire.
North.
Aye.
Ooh, it's
About
grim up there.
About a 4.5, 5-hour drive. I'm going tomorrow.
It's
coming back
grim.
Thursday night.
Holiday or work?
Work.
Ooh, I hope they pay you danger money. Mind you, just thinking about it, considering you were using the hybrid, you're going to rake it in on petrol expenses.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, what are you doing next week?
Very busy week at work.
Are you learning your new job?
Yeah, I have training for my new position.
Yeah.
Do you have to brace for your position?
Yeah. Oh,
Are we back
there's
to
a
the
lot of
dying
braces.
walrus again?
Hey,
Spanky?
come on, that.
Spanky?
That's my move. I perfected that.
What are you doing next week?
Well, aside from the dying walrus,
Mhm.
probably a lot of that, parental unit tech support, and there's a VA thing coming up, and that I don't know. God only knows what else. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm gonna do some tax paperwork for my folks to try and apparently they can get a discount on the property taxes they pay according to their age. So they're not like every state in the union gives a discount. Like if you own a house or you're buying one or whatever, like you can get a discount on your property tax if you're 55 or older. So
Fair enough. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna get them put the tax paperwork.
Unless presumably you live in DC.
I'm sure there's something in DC too, but you're probably worse off if you're in like American Samoa or Puerto Rico or somewhere like that where it's just a territory, right?
They don't get to vote in DC, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They
Do
can
they?
vote.
They're
Yeah,
not
they
state-
just
not
don't
They don't have
governor.
senators though. Oh well, actually they have. What do they have? 2 representatives, I think, but no senators or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still say you should have fixed term limits. for
And they have a mayor, but don't have a governor or anything like that. But it counts sort of like a state, but they have to borrow a lot of stuff from like Virginia and Maryland because it's technically part of neither state, but sits on the border between them, so they mooch a lot.
So, next week, I've got the estate staff coming in to do the garden. Brian won't be able to kill this lot off.
Oh, if they leave behind once they've done the garden, if they leave behind a big statue with strange glowing eyes,
Yes.
don't start talking to it.
That's probably good advice. Yeah.
When they start digging up the lawn and yard, when they
Lawn.
find the Roman stuff, you don't get to keep it. So
I
find it
know.
first.
I'm hoping I'll come up with another
3
British
months for
king.
3 pounds, huh?
If I'm honest with you, they
Interesting.
keep being found in car parks and places.
I think-
So
I think they're all accounted for, aren't they? Now.
I don't know. If you've
It'd be
seen
nice
a
if
dead
that was
British
the case.
king anywhere, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know
If you
which car
found
park
a
he's buried
dead
under.
British king while gardening, please let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, on the back of a
Thank you.
Death to the Daleks packet of Daleks. Thing. They've got no Daleks in your B&Ms. They've got the others.
I found the doctors,
Yeah.
which is one thing. No Daleks. My mum lives near the biggest B&M I've ever seen. It's like a warehouse, and she keeps going every week, and she says they haven't got any either.
Right then, scalpers.
Apparently, there are people who buy whole pallets of them.
Yes. And
And-
then they scalp them.
Yeah,
Well-
and one guy was seen leaving a store with like just piled high with boxes. And this is what I'm trying to avoid: is the scalpers. Only want one.
Well,
Each.
B&M actually did something about it this week.
What?
they know?
They put the doctor's packs up for sale on their own website.
Oh, really?
Not the Dalek sets, though.
Oh.
I wish they would.
I know that.
I wish they would.
I wish they would too.
Get up and walk around here in a minute.
Anyway, on that cheerful note, we're going to go away. Yeah, like I say, next thing is Thaco Gaming on next Saturday.
Yep. 3 p.m.
Yeah. 1500.
8 p.m. Right.
Saturday the 22nd.
Time
Right,
maths.
8 o'clock your
Not,
time.
not this week, please.
Uh-huh.
My brain
Right,
is just
right.
fuzz.
Right.
Yeah. So that's it. We're going away before I just go completely fucked. Okay. Okay. Will I get it right or won't I? Spanky, will I get the file right or won't I?
Never.
Brian.
If I say no, you're going to do it just to spite me.
Remember, Auntie.
No, that's just it.
That
I
means
genuinely
no.
don't. I genuinely am
I'm
not
going to
sure.
go no.
All right,
I'm going to
Sinister.
go no.
No.
Here we go then. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
A reminder that John Levine will be appearing at the National Theatre this week in a production of Whoops Vicar, Where's My Trousers?
You lose! You lose! Losers! Losers!
I
Losers!
told you would do it just to spite me.
So you could understand it.
That's all right. Hang on a second. I've got to stop the stream yet.